Hey guys, so today we are going to go over what we just got in Dokkan Now Volume 3. Now, what we got in this installment of Dokkan Now is not really anything too surprising because we sort of knew this was coming to global once JP got it and like that whole shenanigan thing happened with like the copyright claims or whatever. But we do have the Dragon Ball Heroes collaboration campaign coming to global. They actually did not give a date, but I assume it's going to be like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days from now. So very soon it's coming. So keep that in mind as we go through all this information here. But the first thing we have to talk about, I'm just going to like skip through the video and we can just talk about the important things that we see. Because we already know all the units that are coming and stuff like that. But we do have the new challenge event, Protect History Time Patrol. And basically what he was talking about here is this sounds almost identical to Infinite Dragon Ball History. Just like a different like naming of it. The battle mode will be similar to that of the Infinite Dragon Ball History and Fighting Legend Goku. Yeah, so this is basically a reskinning of that mode. And it's just like, I think he said it's 8 stages long. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. Nothing too crazy going on. I guess you fight like all these different enemies and go throughout like history or whatever this is. And he said you can get some stone rewards from it, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, make use of transformations and active skills to get through it. And you complete missions, I think, how many stones is it? 25 stones. So it's just a free 25 stones. It's pretty cool. So again, it's very similar to just like Infinite Dragon Ball History. What else we got? Then we have the new special event, which is the Dark Empire Saga. And you could actually get Demon God Salsa is a droppable unit from this event. And he does Dokkan Awaken. So I believe they do show off the art for him as well. Yeah, so this is the pre-Dokkan Awaken art. This is the art of the unit you're going to be farming. And then with the medals from the event, you can Dokkan Awaken him into the TUR. I don't know what he's going to be. He didn't give any details on his actual kit or what he's going to be doing. But he for sure is going to work well with the Heroes category and a new category which they revealed today. So we'll go over that in a second. But hopefully he's like a really good support unit. I feel like that would be the best use of this free-to-play unit here, but we'll see. And then we have, so these characters are actually getting Dokkan Awakenings. They did not show what the kits of these characters are going to be, but I'm super excited for this guy, Dark Mask King. We can take a look at what he does here. Let me see if I can pull him up. He's over here. So right now he's only an SSR, which is why he's getting an Awakening. So he lowers attack and defense and does immense, which is actually pretty good on super attack. And then the thing that I'm really interested in is this. Recovers 10% of damage dealt as HP. And he's also a very defensive unit just anyway. He has a pretty decent defensive set for just being an SSR, basically 9,000 defense. So he gets 80% attack and defense start of the turn, and then he gets an additional 70% for 4 turns after receiving an attack. So he's getting, this is not 150%. This is a multiplied into each other sort of effect here. So it's much higher than just 150. Plus your healing. This guy's going to be a defensive beast once he gets his Awakening. Like, they might as well just give this guy, like, guard or something. And then if he does keep this, recovers... I mean, he's going to keep it, but it might go up to, like, 12%, maybe? I could see that. But, I mean, this guy's on track to be, like, ridiculous. So, that guy's getting one. This Super Mira is going to be good because he obviously pairs up very well with the new... Well, not new, but the old physical Mira who just came back on JP. Got his Dokkan Awakening. They're going to link up nicely. This guy does greatly stack his defense infinitely, so that's cool. Black Mask Saiyan is just a hard hitter generically, but like he links up very well with Dark Mask King, so them two as a rotation would be pretty good, depending on what they end up doing with his kit. And then the Makyoka form of Demigra. This guy is interesting because he's actually a pseudo support unit for Extreme class. So he greatly reduces attack for 1 turn, does a Supreme. And then his passive is attack plus 120. Extreme class allies keep +3, which is already good, and then all enemies attack and defense minus 20%. All this guy really needs is defense. Like, if they gave this guy attack and defense plus like 140%, and then extreme class allies keep +3, they kept that the same, and then all enemies attack and defense minus 30%, and then they maybe gave this guy greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn, with the stats that he's going to get, that would be enough for this guy to be ridiculous. So that's cool. That's something that I would hope for from that Dokkan Awakening there. Next, let's just see if we can go through this. So this is the Dokkan event that we're getting. This is the Transcendent Fusion of the Unknown Fighters for, obviously, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito Zeno. And what he said was, obviously, you use the medals to awaken the Vegito and the Broly, so they're going to both have Fierce Battle. But what's unique about this Dokkan event is he said that this Dokkan, I'm not going to see if I can find the subtitles for it. He said that this Dokkan event is only accessible during this collab. So let me see if we can find. Let me rewind. Yeah, you can only participate during the crossover campaign period. So please, everybody has to make sure that you are farming this event during the period and you get everything done. So make sure that you do that. And then I believe he showed off some super attack animations, which we won't look at all of them because we saw the Vegito and Broly already. They showed off Bardock, they showed off Gohan. And then here we start getting into their kits. Now, Bardock is pretty dumb. It's very dumb. And here is the first look at the new category, the crossover category. So the way he explained that was any character that was involved in any crossover. So that includes heroes, that includes Xenoverse, because Xenoverse, that all the cards have the logo on the bottom right? So heroes, Xenoverse, and I think fusions are the three big ones. Which is interesting because that means they might actually go back and revisit some of those older crossovers, like Xenoverse. Like, what if they went back and like gave us new Xenoverse 2 collab units or something like that, or they went back to the fusion units and then they Dokkan Awakened some of those really, really old fusion units that don't have a Dokkan Awakening yet, like Weirus and stuff like that. That could really have a big impact on this category because right now this category is kind of like invalidating the heroes category. First of all, I don't even know why this exists at this point, because keep in mind every single one of these characters is going to be in the crossover category, but the crossover category is just better. It's just, I don't see a point for why this Dragon Ball Heroes category even exists if they're just going to do the crossover category. So in my opinion, they should just delete this category. Like, why would you even have this be here and then just replace this category with the crossover category? But whatever. So attack and defense plus 140% plus an additional attack and defense plus 40% when there are when there are another 4 or more crossover category allies on the team, which is very easy to do. All you do is you just pair this guy up with a bunch of Super Saiyan 4s that we're getting from this, and like Supreme Kai time, and that's it. And he's getting 180% attack and defense. Also, attacks effective against all types when HP is 80% or more, and he performs a critical hit when HP is 90% or more. So the one big thing we don't know from these guys' kits yet is we don't know what their super attack effects are going to be. That's very important because this guy, clearly you'd want to go full additional on this character. We don't know what the typing is, and we don't know what their super attack effects are. And we don't really know technically what their links are, but I would assume that all the Super Saiyan 4s coming are going to have Saiyan Roar. It's possible they do shaft 1 or 2 of them out of it, because keep in mind Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta does not have Saiyan Roar, so maybe Vegito doesn't have Saiyan Roar. But I would say, as a general assumption, I am going to assume as of now that all of these Super Saiyan 4s coming have Saiyan Roar in their kits. So this guy's very, very good. What else we got? Oh yeah, his leader skill is a crossover category, key plus 3, HP attack and defense plus 120, so pretty decent. Then we have Gohan, attack and defense plus 140, reduces damage received by 40% when there are another 4 or more giant Ape Power category allies on the team, high chance of stunning any attacked enemy when performing a super attack. So first things first, this is pretty decent. 40% is good, based on the fact that he's also getting 140% of defense. This by itself is not great. That's why someone like AGL Zamasu and a Tech Exchange Boo have this, but they have no defense. And that's why they're able to not tank that well. But this guy has defense and damage reduction. So number 2, they're also introducing obviously the Giant Ape Power category. I knew they would call it Giant Ape Power. I just don't like the term Giant Ape. I prefer Great Ape, which is why my translation was Great Ape Power, but I knew they were going to call it Giant Ape Power. So this category is getting added to this, to Global during the celebration. Obviously, Gogeta is not here yet. The Dokkan Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is not here on Global yet. But for now, this Gohan is a Giant Ape Power leader, which we'll see in a second. But he has a high chance to stun with Super Attack in his passive, which means that it's for 1 turn only. So that works a lot like Tech Hit does. So he's decent. I mean, we'll have to see how well he can actually tank. We'll have to see what his stats are. Keep in mind, he's just an SSR. We'll have to see what his Super Attack effect is as well. So that'll factor into this as well. And then in terms of the actual leader skill, he is a Giant Ape Power category leader, so you can actually run the category if you want right now. And then next we have the Super Saiyan 4 Broly passive. This is post Dokkan Awakening. This is the 2 arts compared side by side. Attack and defense plus 140% when performing a super attack. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when there is another Giant Ape Power category ally attacking in the same turn. So they clearly want you to run these guys on the same team. That's the purpose of these guys' units, or these guys' kits. So this guy's not really super impressive to me, but again, it'll entirely depend on what his super attack effect is. Like, if this guy's super attack effect is like greatly raises attack and defense for 3 turns, like this guy's gonna be beyond busted. If that's what his super attack effect is. So it's all gonna depend on that, really. Yeah, we'll see. And then finally we have the, oh actually no, this is leader skill also is a giant Ape Power category, and it's a little bit higher than Gohan's because he's a TUR. And then Vegito, obviously the most interesting one. Attack and defense plus 140%, crossover category allies keep +1, attack and defense plus 20%, and then also giant Ape Power. So keep in mind these do stack if you're in both categories. So he himself is getting attack and defense plus 180% and key +2 just instantly. And then he also does have a high chance of evading enemies' super attack and countering with tremendous power. So this guy's pretty dumb. He is pretty dumb because he's also supporting the other Super Saiyan 4s you have on your team, as well as just general crossover category allies. And then on top of that, his leader skill is crossover category key +3 and HP attack and defense 170. So across the board 170 key +3. And this is the reason why I don't understand why this category exists. Why does Heroes exist if you have this guy with his leader skill? That's just completely invalidating this category. Like the crossover category, it has all of these units in the category. And this guy has the best leader skill. But the best Heroes leader skill is like 150. You'll see in a second why. But like again, I don't know why this exists. Whatever. So that's Vegito. And then next, they actually revealed, which is something that we didn't realize before during the Heroes live stream because they didn't mention it. But Deborah and Toa are also getting Dokkan Awakenings. So Deborah is attack and defense plus 100%, just off the bat, plus an additional attack and defense plus 100%, and attacked enemies attack and defense minus 20% for 2 turns when facing only one enemy, which is pretty good. And then he gets an additional defense plus 100% and a high chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attacks, when facing 2 or more enemies, which is generally a 50% chance. So I would say up to this point, this guy's probably the least intriguing one, which makes sense because people probably aren't as hyped for this guy as they are for like Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, right? But he's definitely not bad, but he's not like crazy good. And then next we have Toa. Actually, did they show his leader skill? I don't think they did. Yeah, I guess they didn't show his leader skill. Toa is pretty dumb. Toa is attack and defense plus 100%, all allies key +3, and attack and defense plus 30%. Already very good passive. Then she has the Supreme Kai of Time sort of portion here, where she has a high chance of an additional attack plus 10% and defense 10% for all allies. And then she also gets extreme class allies attack and defense plus 50% and recovers 50% HP when HP is 50% or less. So this last part, I believe the AGL Toa is 30% HP? Yeah, HP is 30% or less. So she has the same effect, but she's 50% HP. This is infinitely easier to obtain. 50% HP, think about the difference between getting Int UI Goku's active skill and LR Cell's active skill. It's like night and day difference. So this is gonna activate 100 times more often than this Toa's passive is. But yeah, she's really good. And that is pretty much all we got. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the best Dragon Ball Heroes category leader skill, but again, I don't know why this category exists anymore. Because again, you can just run Vegito, Super Saiyan 4, and run all these guys into the same leader skill. I mean, I guess the only situation where that wouldn't matter to you is if you didn't have Vegito. So I guess that's kind of why. But I don't know. I feel like if they released the crossover category first, they would never have any reason to ever release a Dragon Ball Heroes category. Whatever. I guess the only saving grace for the Dragon Ball Heroes category is that like some units' passive skills like interact with it, like this Cooler, Golden Cooler, right? So he wants to be ran with 3 or more Dragon Ball Heroes category allies. That's probably the reason why they don't just delete it from the game, honestly. But that's pretty much all we have. So you guys can let me know down below what you guys think. Again, in terms of release dates, probably looking at like 2 days from now, maybe 3. But I would say it's going to be relatively soon. But hope you guys did enjoy this one, and I'll see you all in the next one.